Hey Jeffrey, how's it going? What are you up to tonight? I am beat, and I'm just sitting out here, hanging out in the yard, hanging out by the fire, and just relaxing. So I spent all day working inside, which I really didn't want to do. It was about low 90s today, and I know it sounds crazy, but I really would have preferred to be outside. Hey Butch, how's it going? Really would have rather been outside doing stuff. I actually did get some things done. Um, I cleaned out the bed of my pickup truck, and I know it doesn't sound like much, but I cleaned out the bed of my pickup truck and got some stuff out of there. Hey Greg, how's it going? Hey, thumbs up everyone. I appreciate it. So get all the stuff out of the bed of my truck, just some trash and some of the hardware from the plow that came with the truck that I had taken off when I brought it to the garage. And I have my plow set up from that truck listed up for sale on Facebook Marketplace right now, so that'll be good when that's gone. I got my big truck back, which is great, and if I can sell the plow, I should get most of the money back for the repairs on the truck, which is actually going to put me in a really good spot as far as what the truck cost me. So I'll be into the truck only for maybe a couple $1,000s, and it's 2004 3/4 ton Ford, so I'm in pretty good shape as far as that goes. I fully unloaded my kiln. Stacy and I loaded up the truck probably 3 times and brought all the slabs and the wood and all that stuff down to the storage container and inventoried everything, all the slabs anyway. All the dimensional stuff we just stacked, and if people are looking for that, they can just come out and pick out what they're looking for or tell me what they need, and I can see what I have and that sort of thing. So sawmill business, so that's what I'm working towards. So I got all the dimensional stuff on one side of the container. I get all the slabs standing up along the wall on the other side of the container, and we inventoried every one of them. We put a SKU number. I went down and bought a bunch of lumber crayons. We put a SKU number on every slab, took a picture of front and back, at least 2 pictures of either side, got all the dimensions of every single one of them. 80 slabs total so far, and actually still have, if I were to guess, another 30 or 40 slabs left that still need to go into the kiln and dry and then back down into the container. Cherry and maple, which will be great to have down there, and some hickory and pine and oak. I have a delivery coming in probably 2 weeks, which is going to include Norwegian maple, linden, which is in the basswood family, white oak, cherry, eastern red cedar, locust, elm, and some more maple. So I get a pretty good assortment of wood coming my way, which is going to be awesome. My slice of heaven, how's it going? Good evening. Yeah, so I'm just sitting out here by the fire, which I know you can't see right now, but if I was sitting next to it, I'd be getting smoked out. Give you a little view of the fire if I can turn this around. Yeah, there we go. So I'm just milling, milling. I'm just burning off some of the off-cut slabs from my mill. These are all just pine slabs that I won't burn in my wood stove. They're still somewhat green. I'll burn bone dry pine in my wood stove, but I won't burn this stuff that still has a lot of moisture and sap in it. So that is what I am doing. I'm just sitting out here in the chair in the yard. Everyone's asleep, and muscles are sore. So unfortunately, in my upper left back, the other day when Stacy and I were down in the container inventory and everything, and I was trying to move quick. We were trying to get it done, and I picked some pretty good sized slabs up and picked a couple of them up pretty quick and hard and pulled a muscle in my back, which has been kind of painful the last couple of days. So that slowed me down a bit. So that's why you don't really see me moving too much right now. Normally I would, I like to be on a live stream and I like to be live. But I'm not live right now. I'm just sitting here and relaxing. I still have a whole bunch of wood up here. Actually, I don't know if the camera will pick this up or not, but yeah, there we go. So that stack right there is pretty much, I'd have to say 80% cherry. And then this little stack here, there's some ambrosia maple in there, and this stack is all dimensional ambrosia maple wood. So all of this stuff here and here is going to be going over there into the solar kiln this week, which will be really nice when I get that in there, and then I can plan on getting that dried before winter, so I have some more stuff to put down into the storage, and then I can start getting it up on the website. Yeah, so Jeffrey Beyer rented a backhoe, really nice backhoe. So everyone knows I have a backhoe here, and I love it. It's a beast, works great. But that Caterpillar backhoe that you got, that thing was a beauty. That was beautiful. My slice of relaxing is good. Spent the weekend on my property and did not get much done. Just relaxed. Hey, sometimes you got to do that. I'm gonna lower this thing down so I can. I'll have to tweak my neck so much to. That's a little better. Oh yeah. So yeah, so I cleaned out the bed of my truck. I put the diesel holding tank and pump system that I have for my diesel fuel for my machines. I put the tank up in my truck, so now I can go down to the station and fill it up with diesel and keep that full. It's a 55-gallon diesel tank with a 12-volt pump that I can hook up to the battery of my truck, which is awesome. Really nice to have, so when my machines are running low on fuel, I can pull up to my truck with one of the machines and just fill it back up. So a 155-gallon tank will fill both of the machines right up to the top from empty, which is nice. On top of that, I loaded a 5600 watt generator that I've had probably for close to 15 years. That thing starts first pull every time. Thing runs great. I put that in the back of my truck next to the tank. I strap both of them down next to each other, nice and secure. So in the back of my 3/4 ton truck that I just bought, I now have a 5600 watt generator and a 55-gallon diesel tank ready to go. It's a nice service truck to have now around the property. It's going to be awesome to have those things. And between the tank, the generator, and the truck, I am into it. So for so very little, it is awesome. It's a great little setup to have. On top of having the machines here, having the storage container has been awesome because I've been able to now unload the kiln. And that was kind of one of my weaknesses, was I didn't really have a plan from when I went from the mill to wherever I was going to go. I was just air drying everything at first. I got the kiln built, and I was like, all right, great, now I have a place to dry the wood. And then the next thing I was stuck like, okay, great, now once it's dry, where am I going to put it? I got the container, so now I have that system going. I got the container now getting filled up from the kiln, all the wood that's coming off the mill. And then once it was all getting loaded into the shipping container, I'm like, well, how am I going to keep track of all that stuff? So Stacy's been a huge help down there, and as you've seen, she's running the skid steer now. She loves running the mill now, which is so much fun. Hey, getting started. How's it going? just in, getting started on homesteading. So yeah, as you've seen, Stacy's been starting to run some of the machines around here, which is kind of funny because I didn't really push her to do it. She just started getting into it, which is pretty cool. She actually is getting really interested in getting into this business of this stuff. So it's been pretty fun. Me and her have been working on the website. I don't know if there's 10 people watching. I don't know how many of you guys have checked out our website, dylanswoodworks.com. If you go up to the top and you hover above where it says shop, you'll notice another option will pop up that says live edge slabs. If you click on that, there's about 30 plus live edge slabs that are listed on there right now with all the dimensions, several pictures, inventory number. So we've got a really good system down for that now. I actually sold a couple of 4 or 5 slabs today from some people that found it online, which is awesome. So that's going pretty well. I am probably about a month or so away from having a local shop that's going to have 2 stories, a downstairs where I'll be able to have kind of like a showroom where I can show off and put all the slabs and some lumber in there and some stuff maybe that I'm going to make, some restored tools and things like that. People can stop in and pick up whatever they're looking for. And then upstairs will be a nice place for an office, storage, and that sort of thing. I may even be able to put a little small workshop in there. So that's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to get that set up. That's going to be really, really cool. That's 2 miles from my house. Like, I couldn't ask for a better setup. So I got that. So I got everything from the mill to the kiln to the dry storage to inventory on our website to having a shop. So I'm getting there. I'm getting there, guys. I am getting there. I wasn't sure that I was going to be able to pull off a lot of these things this year, but a lot of these things are just starting to kind of fall into place. And when I see an opportunity, I'm taking it, and I'm not looking back. So it's been going really well. I get a local tree service guy who's coming every, probably going to come every 2 to 4 weeks or so with a nice big load of just an assortment of beautiful wood that I can mill up. I just sold my big chainsaw, my 660, and I've been looking at maybe getting an 090 or an 880. I also just bought, about a month ago, I just bought the plans for from Matt Cremona. I just bought his plans for his bandsaw mill. So this year is probably not, I'm sure is not going to happen, but I did buy the plans. I have them now. I'm going to start gathering some of the materials, and then maybe next year or so I might build that same bandsaw mill so I can start milling wood that is potentially 5-6 feet in diameter, which will be amazing. I'm going to take my Woodland Mills Sawmill. If I don't sell it, I'm going to take it and put it onto a trailer to make that more of a portable mill. I'll build the bigger mill to be a stationary mill. I'll keep all that stuff under a pole barn with all my equipment. So kind of have a plan in mind, and I'm just working towards all that. So blah, 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 and that's just me. So that's what I'm up to. Jeffrey Byer says, I want to have a fuel tank myself. Do you have a video on that? No, I don't, but if you're interested, I can show you that fuel tank and my setup on my truck. I keep a chainsaw or 2 in my truck. I keep some freshly sharpened chains, a 5-gallon tank, 5-gallon container of unleaded fuel, and my 55-gallon tank full of diesel, and my generator about 50% full of gas. So if I am out somewhere where I need electricity, I can just fire that up. Snowman, just jump in a wiggle the sticks. Jeffrey Byer, women working heavy equipment are way sexier than women that have to try to keep up with the Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you. Snowman, live edge, does that mean it's not dried? Live edge means that it's not cut flat, straight. It's not dimensioned on that side. So when you cut the log flat, just slice the log right down, you're leaving that whole, you're just leaving the edge on, you're not slicing it off. So it's not, it's dry, and I usually strip the bark off of it because the bark's where a lot of the bugs want to be. But it's just, you strip the bark off and it's just that bare edge. Getting started on homesteading. Do you have cedar wood? I will, actually, in a couple weeks. I'm going to have some eastern red cedar, which is supposed to be delivered here, which is going to be pretty awesome to mill. Try rolling those 5-foot logs with a cant hook. I roll a lot of my logs with a cant hook. That tool comes in super handy. I've had that for probably 15 years, that log hook. Even before I was sawmilling, just cutting up wood for firewood and for campfire wood. Wisconsin Greg says, glad things are working out for you. It's always nice to hear positive news. I hear you, man. I always try to think positive, try to stay positive. Of course, everyone's got things that aren't so positive going on, and we do, and everyone else does. But those are the adversities that you just work through and focus on the good stuff. Focus on making the better things better, and the things that aren't better, focus on making those better. Hey, Jaime, how's it going? Good to see you. From the mountains of Colorado. Snowman, that's how I learned to run equipment. I got you. Yep. So, yes, I learned to run equipment just by acquiring it, finding a good deal on something, picking it up, and bringing it back and getting away from my house and doing a little digging and playing around with it to get used to it. Yes, my shoulder is sore again, and I don't know what is going on. Actually, I kind of do. I'm supposed to be doing physical therapy, and I'm not. But it's probably also sore because this past week, as it just happened, kind of came up this past weekend. After moving all those slabs around, I'm finally now caught up on that. So as we bring slabs down there now and unload the solar kiln, I'm not going to have 80 slabs to to load in there. It's going to be a little bit easier. Wisconsin Greg, I have to go to work. Catch y'all later. Hey, have a good night, bud. Have a good night, man. Thanks for stopping in. Where's Stacy to massage it? Well, she's sleeping, and if I wake her up to do that, she'll probably cut my throat, and I won't be able to do any more live streams because I won't be alive. And she'll probably hit me with a frying pan and get mad at me for sitting out here in her plastic Adirondack chair because I haven't built her a wooden one yet. It's a lot of trouble I don't want to get into. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I'm always skeptical about physical therapy. I think physical therapy, you need exercise. I think that's basically what it is. Best to let Sleeping Beauty, yeah, absolutely. Yep, don't mess with it. Same thing with Emma. If she's sleeping, don't mess with it. If you don't have to wake her up, leave her alone. So what did you guys all do this weekend? I know it was a long weekend for everyone, or for most people here anyway. But yeah, I really wanted to work on and just do stuff and make something tonight, but I decided I really need to kick back and not do so much. Yeah, Snowman, you're right. It's, I think they're all in it. I mean, of course they're in it for the money. That's why they do it. But it's, the way I look at it is when they say, hey, you need to go physical therapy, what I hear is, hey, you need to exercise more and strengthen your muscles around those joints. And I know how to do that. I don't need them to tell me how to do that. And I don't need to pay them $100 every time I go there to tell me how to do that. I went to one session of physical therapy, and I knew already what they were going to tell me, but I was like, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I'm like, they're going to tell me to stand in the doorway and stretch my chest muscles here, to stretch these out so there's not so much stress on my shoulders, and they're going to have me lay on this thing and pull my arms back. And so I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and everything I knew in my mind that they were going to tell me to do, they told me to do. And then I said, oh, when are you going to have me do the other exercise where you put both your arms above your head and hold on to some weights? And she's like, oh, that'll be next session. I'm like, okay, so I already know what you're going to do next session, so why would I pay you to do that? It's just kind of a, you know, I think physical therapy is one, they're telling you to get exercise, and two, physical therapy is kind of a commitment to do it. I mean, it forces you to do it, which, yeah. Ibuprofen normally helps, but this weekend it didn't really. It helped my right shoulder, but my left back, I think I tore a muscle or pulled a muscle back there, and that's been a tough one. But yeah, ibuprofen, resting, ice, hot, that sort of thing. You know, heal up. Jaime says best thing to hydrate and stretch before. You know, you're absolutely right. You're totally right. That's super smart. You're absolutely right. Because I used to run marathons. I know it's hard to believe looking at me now, but yes, I was about 75 pounds lighter about 5 years ago, and I used to run 30-mile marathons. And if I did not stretch before I ran some of those races, I'd get into it about a mile and I couldn't walk. Summer to fall, new parts, yeah. Hey guys, I'll be back in just a minute. Nature calls, yes, old man bladder. Check out the fire for a minute. I will be right back. Alright, hey, well that fire's looking pretty good. Burning nice and slow. And you guys have a fire pit where you guys get to sit out? Maybe I'll leave the fire on so you guys can check the fire out for a few minutes. Move you in a little closer. Probably doesn't look as good with the light on out here. Maybe I'll go grab some more, or I'll shuffle it around a little bit. So I am burning pine. That's I don't burn any hardwoods out here for my fire pit if I can help it. I usually burn all the pine offcuts from my mill, and that's why it's flat on one side. I haven't milled pine in probably about 3 or 4 weeks, so it's mostly dry. A good portion of the moisture is out of it, so it burns pretty good after a few weeks. pine, the moisture leaves the wood pretty quickly. As you can see, it's glowing in there. You can see it's glowing in there pretty good. If we have people over, I will sometimes throw a couple pieces of oak in there or something to keep the fire going. Yeah, it is relaxing. I'll just sit out here quietly and just watch the fire burn for hours after a long day of working my muscles. And snap, crackle, pop is the sound Mike's joints make when that's totally true. Even more than just getting out of bed, just moving around. You guys have any fires and fire pits or anything like that in your yard? Just sit out and burn some scrap stuff, or? If you guys haven't, yeah, getting old does suck. Sucks really bad. I feel like as I got into my later 30s and then started getting into my 40s now, it's all downhill from here. It's like every year I have a new problem, or every 6 months now. Snowman, wood stove in my workshop. Yeah, that's the way to go. I'm probably going to do that when I get my workshop put together. Jeffrey says, going to pile up some stumps. Oh yeah, there you go. That'll be good for a winter burn. Pile those things up, man. That'd make a great video. Pile those things up, pour some gas on it, throw a match at it, and just watch it burn. And this fire, the way it's going right now, Vozelgang box wood stove. Oh, nice. Yeah, I bet that must work really well. I was thinking about putting a small wood stove in my shipping container where I'm storing all my dry lumber. You know, every once in a while, just getting a fire going in a wood stove in there, get it real hot and dry in there. And if there are any bugs or animals in there, they won't live through it. That's kind of my thought. Even if I didn't insulate it, it's only a 20 by 8 container, 8 feet tall or so. Hey, Northwest Sawyer, how's it going, man? I know it's taboo watching me burn wood, right? But as you can see, I have enough of it. I don't have any shortage, so. This stuff is all just the junk, like the first cuts. But yeah, I'm thinking about putting a small wood stove in that shipping container to really heat it up and kill any of the bugs and larvae and that sort of thing in the wood. Hey, Northwest Sawyer, your channel's really blowing up. It's looking awesome, man. Doing a great job. Those videos are great. I gotta get me one of them planers. Yeah, you're so right. If you don't burn it, you'll be absolutely buried. And actually, I've buried some of it. I've buried a lot of stumps and... Oh yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, your channel is doing great. Your videos are on point. I've kind of gotten lazy with my editing, but I like to keep putting my videos out and that sort of thing. They're kind of a little bit sloppy, but 3603 subs. Yeah, isn't that awesome? That is super cool. Jaime says, my dad sold the extra bits as firewood to locals. Oh, Jeffrey Byer, man. That's awesome. Yeah, definitely subscribe to Northwest Sawyer. He's got an awesome channel, man. Definitely got to check him out. Go back and check some, go back a little bit in the archives and check out some of the videos. Big trees cut down. Oh, I can't wait to see that. That's going to be awesome. I'm going to shuffle the fire around a bit. Or a lot. Get some pretty rotten, you can see that's cherry. Get some pretty rotten stuff here. Nothing I can do with this, it's just rotten. So cherry and maple, but it's all just toast. Cherry add a nice little aroma to the fire. Yeah, so that rotten that rotten cherry and maple burns pretty good. So flip this around again. Hate to take the fire away from you. But yeah, I'm just sitting over here next to the house. Punky cherry. Yeah, it was punky actually when I cut it. It's dry now, but it's just rotten. Rotten. Nothing you can do with it. I salvaged every bit of cherry out of those logs that I could. I still have a couple cherry logs left here to mill up. Oh yeah, you can't burn there. Oh yeah, that's right. Technically I'm not supposed to burn here. Not because of any ban or anything, but you know, not having a fire permit. But I'm so far off in the woods. I mean, I'm about 200 or 300 feet from the road. The next house over is about 500 feet, and the house the other direction's probably about 1,000 feet. So there's nobody even can see what I'm doing out here. So been here almost 5 years, and I don't see the point in even. You have to chase the fire department down to get a permit. It's a pain in the butt. Flood watches all over Wisconsin. Well, it's quite opposite of what they got going on in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, not much fire danger there. Yeah, it's off and on here. I mean, we get, like right now it's been somewhat dry, but you know, my whole yard right now is all sand because I've been excavating and leveling a lot of it out. I don't know if you can, probably can't see it in the dark so much, but you can see my backhoe over here, snowmobile. But this right here used to be a hill, and you can see most of the hill's gone now. I've dug most of that hill all out, and I've taken all the material from the hill there, and I put it way over there, up behind the solar kiln where it drops off, and I've actually built that up, so it's actually made the yard a lot more level. I probably should do some videos on that. Probably kind of cutting out a lot of stuff that I should share with everyone. But I come out here during like breaks and stuff, and from work, and I just jump on a machine and I just dig and push and move and go, and then I jump back in the house and get back to work. And not a whole lot of time to set up a camera and that sort of thing. But I should do a little update video again. I did one a couple weeks ago. I was trying to do them every week. I should get back to that so I can at least show everyone what I got going on. The kiln, unfortunately, which is killing me right now, is empty. And we got like 90-degree temperatures all week this week. This would be like the perfect time to have that thing loaded up with all that cherry that I got over there already milled up. Got a nice log that's slabbed up right there. That's a cherry log that I slabbed up. It's all sitting there stickered, stacked nicely, ready to go in the kiln. And it's about a 8-foot cherry log, probably about 18, 20 inches wide. That's going to be some beautiful wood when that comes out. I cannot wait. Is it that hot out? Snowman, surprisingly for New Hampshire, in September we do not normally get these temperatures, but we got temperatures this week in the mid-90s, But it's not climate change, it's not global warming. These things have happened 20, 30, 40 years ago. It's New England. You get temperatures that sometimes in September are in the mid-90s, and sometimes you get temperatures in September that are in the mid-50s. Sometimes you get snow in mid-October, and sometimes in mid-October you're getting a sunburn, and you have to be outside in shorts. It's a kind of a crapshoot year for year. You never know what you're gonna get. It's wicked hot in western Pennsylvania. Yeah, I bet. I've seen that actually. It's funny because the company I work for, they're based out of Alabama, and for the past month, I've been on a call every day for 8 hours a day with a room full of people in Birmingham. And we start up, always get that weather conversation going, and we talk about the weather. And there have been many days where it was hotter here than in Alabama, which is crazy. But they get some storms coming up there in the coast and the Gulf, down there, Gulf of Mexico, and coming up through that part of the country, Alabama, western Georgia. But I'm hoping to get down into Birmingham in early December. There's going to be a meetup with I don't know if any of you guys follow some of the woodworking channels, Stone and Sons and Jay Bates, a couple others. They're going to be meeting up at what is it called? Something City Hardwoods in Birmingham. So I'm hoping to meet up with those guys. I think that's going to be fun. Jeffrey says barely 70 this weekend. All of Wisconsin next week. Yeah, it's been like it was 93 today. I had fans running down in the shipping container off my generator. I'm hoping this year before the fall and the winter set in that I'm going to have electric service run to the other property over there, so I don't have to keep running generators, because right now every day I go down there, I open the container up, and I got two big box fans down there, and I start the generator. I should show everyone all these things I'm doing. I know I'm not sharing a lot of these things, and it's been hard because I do a lot of the stuff during my lunch breaks for work, because I work from home, so a lot of the stuff I'm doing, it's hard because but if I grab my phone, I could probably throw a video together and just pop it up there. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow during my lunch break. I'll just grab my phone and run a video of my lunch break and what I do. But yeah, I have a 1,000-watt generator. I get a 5,600 watt generator. So I have a 1,000-watt generator that I keep down there by the shipping container, so when I want to run stuff down there, I can. I have a 9,000-watt generator I have up at the house, or it's down there right now, but I'm bringing it up to the house. It's got an electric start, so that'll run the house if we ever have a power outage. and then I have a 5600 watt generator in the back of my truck. So if I ever need it anywhere, I can just fire it up and run a cord. And so if I need it up at the house or down at the other property, I can just bring it wherever I need it. So I get a pretty good little setup. So it's all about being prepared, you know, preparedness. It's working out a plan for what works best for your situation. And I think I'm working on a pretty good setup. Getting there. I'm not normally this organized, but I'm getting there. Jeffrey says, my Predator 3500 is a sweet generator. Consumer Reports would have rated it higher. Lost it. But lost out on a Honda because of the Harbor Freight standard. Oh, yeah. What kind of 1000 watt generator? Well, you know, it's funny. It's probably about, if I were to guess, generator's probably about as old as me. So that generator's probably 40, 50 years old. And it runs great. Today I ran 2 box fans and a dehumidifier off it for probably 5 or 6 hours. And every time the dehumidifier kicked on, you hear it bog a little bit, and then it would just jump back up and it would catch up. But it works well, and it doesn't burn a lot of gas, and it's quieter than the 5600 watt. I have a Honda, I think it's an 8800 watt, and that's pretty quiet because it's more modern. It's electric start, which is nice because I don't have to be cranking on it the whole time. But surprisingly, I have a Craftsman that's almost 20 years old, but it's a Briggs & Stratton motor because they used to use a good engine back then. One start, one pull every time. I've changed the oil once in almost 20 years. Once. And that thing, one pull, set the choke up, one pull, drop the choke down, the thing, that's it. That's all you gotta do. It's incredible. You can't do that nowadays with the Chinese motors. You know, they wear themselves out quicker than you can blink an eye. It's nuts, but yeah, that's been an amazing generator. And the other one I got from my dad, from his house, he had, I don't know how long he had that thing. And he never brought it inside. He left it sitting outside through the winters. Like, it just was covered in snow. He never changed the oil, anything in it. It's funny to think, but and I have a brand new snowblower that I just bought 2 years ago. I left it sitting 1 year with old gas in it, wouldn't start. The generator, I've left gas sitting in that for 2 years, pulled start it, done. It fired right up, ran all night. It's amazing. Like, I don't know what they do, but whatever they used to do, they should do it today, because they're not doing it now. I don't know. I'm not an engineer when it comes to motors, but whatever they were doing, they really should be learning from that. I think the same thing with cars. You know, I love buying old cars. I love buying old machines. I love buying old tools, because the stuff just works a whole lot better. And it's not like I'm being all, like, you know, romantic about the idea of, oh, old stuff was just, stuff ain't made like it used to be. It literally is. It's not made like it used to be made. I mean, like I said, I'm not no engineer. I don't know the specs, and I don't understand why, but all I can say is, anytime I have anything new, it does not run the way the stuff that I have that's a lot older. Fuel stabilizer, ever heard of it? Well, yeah, Jeffrey, I've definitely heard of it. But, yeah, no, what I'm saying is just like, I mean, without fuel stabilizer, nothing. I mean, yeah, I should be putting fuel stabilizer. I should be draining those things. I should be making sure I keep fresh fuel and stuff. But, you know, a lot of us don't do that. At least. Ooh, I don't know what's going on over there, but pretty sure it was some sort of animal or creature inside of the solar kiln over there. Making some noise. You can hear it. Something's in there. I don't know if you hear that. That's funny. Something's over there moving around. Bear. Oh, if it was a bear, I'd be eating good tomorrow. Quick, to the mystery van. I run the Honda EU 1000 24/7. Use a Honda. Honda's great. Honda, Briggs and Stratton. You get those motors that don't have a brand name on them, and it's just like it says Craftsman, and then like you look around the motor and there's no sign of who the hell made it. I take that as, all right, you guys like copped out and bought some sort of Chinese crap motor and stuck it in your machine and trying to get away with it. And it's, you know, I'm not that kind of guy. I mean, if I get something that runs good, I'll say it runs good, but I get an old rototiller that has a good Briggs and Stratton motor in it. Runs awesome. My sawmill has a Kohler Command Pro. It's not just like a Chinese motor that works great. And there are some motors out there like the Predator from Harbor Freight. I've seen a lot of great reviews on that motor, and of course I'm sure that's made in China, but it works good. You know, I mean, there's some good stuff that comes out of there, but you know, a lot of the times where nobody wants to put their name on something, it's probably crap. And I should have known that when I bought the snowblower. I bought the snowblower, and you know, yes, I shouldn't have left fuel in it over the winter or over the summer, and then expected it to start right up. But for 15 years, I own that generator, and I've done nothing with it. 10, 12 years ago, I changed the oil in it. I know I should have done it a lot sooner than that. I should still do it now, but I haven't. And I pull it first start, boom, it starts right up. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, their engines were a lot more tolerant. And to me, as far as I'm concerned, that speaks volumes to the quality. Harbor Freight 2-cycle generator is more quiet than the... Yeah, I always thought 2-cycle was louder too, but I've never had a 2-cycle generator. I've had 4 or 5 different generators over the past 15 years or so, and they've all been a 4-stroke. Briggs and Stratton's now made in China. It looks the same. Yeah. But yeah, the older equipment that I got, like that, like I was saying, that little 1,000-watt generator. I'll take a picture of it. I should take a picture and put it up on Instagram or Facebook just to show you. I mean, you look at it, you know it's old. It's not, no question about it. But all the outlets work in it. 2 poles, starts right up. I've done nothing to it since I've got it, and I'm almost willing to bet my father's never done anything with it. I'm sure he hasn't. Like I said, he left it out in the winters in his backyard, and during the summers he would start it if he needed it, but he hardly ever used it, so it sat with old gas in it all the time. And I brought it home and when we cleaned his house out, and I didn't do anything with it. And then one day I was like, hey, I could really use this thing. I pulled it and it started. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I wasn't expecting it to work because it'd been sitting out. And yeah, I've done nothing to it. I've just used it. I probably should, change the oil and do that sort of thing with it, put a new plug in it and that stuff. But Snowman, good night. Hey, have a good night, Snowman. Thanks a lot. I appreciate you stopping by. Take care. Thumbs up. You're a good man. Great talking to you. Forest, how's it? My Jenny started having problems around $6,500. Started using stuff from Walmart Engine Restorer. Works like... Oh, that's good to know. Huh. Hey, Andy. What's up, brother? Fear not, oh great people of YouTube, for it is I have arrived. Jeez. Ooh. Hey, Andy. I will make it down there, and we will meet up, dude. If you're up for it, anyway. Don't get too excited. Hey, Grizz, how's it going, man? Northwest Sawyer, my wood splitter and Woodland Mills had the exact same engines. I ran E10 in my wood splitter and had the carburetor off no less than 10 times. Probably should change it again before winter. Which is, yeah, I know, I'm messing with my shoulder. It hurts. It's sore. Stupid dang shoulder. Probably should be stretching it like they told me to. Oh, you're right. I mean, they're smart. They pick good manufacturers for their engines. They're not stupid. Snowman, Andy just subbed. Yeah, Andy's got a great channel, guys. If you haven't checked him out, definitely. And Grizz too. I'm sure. I know Northwest Sawyer and Grizz are in cahoots there, since they're right in the same neighborhood. Nah, Andy, you never disappoint, man. Love that new property you got there. That's been awesome. That's been a blast to watch, man. Hopefully you'll let me come and visit when I come down there. I'd love to. I'd like to check that out in person. Andy, if need be, I'll bring a tablet that don't work, and we can both fix it. If you got you got a couple of tools that we can both use, I'm all for it, man. I have a log I'm gonna show that I think is a bird's eye maple. Ooh, very nice. Maybe y'all can identify it when I show it. 3-year-old log with no... Oh, beautiful. Yeah, I get some really nice... Actually, maybe I'll grab a piece over and I'll bring it over. I got some ambrosia maple, which I've never seen until I milled it. So this is ambrosia maple. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up very well, but you can see in there the streaks that the ambrosia beetle makes in the wood. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah, looks a lot better in the daylight, of course. I don't know if I helps if I bring it closer up. Yeah, that works a little better. So you can see those streaks that the ambrosia beetle makes in the maple. Of course, looks way better in person, of course, but gives you an idea. And it smells. I mean, just bringing it over here smells awesome. Well, the chat's not working here. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you saw on the Facebook and Instagram, but I've been posting up some pictures of a table that Ryan and I made that came out amazing. Very first live edge anything that we made, and it came out awesome. Hey, Grizz, send me your old laptop. I'll fix it up. Like, not the way Andy fixes stuff. He went to water a stump. No, but I actually have to do that. I went in the house for a second. Grabbed a bottle of water, actually. And now that I said water, I have to go water a stump. Why do I have to pee on my live streams? Because I'm old, man. So, alright. On that note, now I do have to water a stump. Thanks, guys. Here, watch the fire for a minute. Make sure it doesn't start trouble. Looks like it's kind of getting weak. I'll bring some wood back with me. Don't even. There we go, that should help. You ran over it with your tractor? Well, I'm pretty sure I can't fix that, so I wouldn't bother because, yeah. If you're gonna send it to me in pieces, I mean, I can fix it like Andy fixes it, if that helps. Makes you feel better. James, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Who wants blah, blah, who wants to don't need a laptop to yeah. Like the movie Red said by what's his name? If you can fix it, would be awesome. No, for real, if you actually have a computer that's, I can't promise you I can fix it because I don't know what's wrong with it, but if you are up for sending it to me, I will definitely check it out. And I'll even do it on a live stream or a video and, you know, show you what I'm doing with it and see if I can get it working for you. Lab job wants to do need. Quick, somebody get the gas can. Don't tempt me. That old laptop was 4 times the computer this new Dell is. You know, Grizz, if it is a laptop that you want fixed, no problem. If you want to send it to me, I will. I'll do everything I can. I mean, if it can be fixed, I can fix it. I can promise you that. 3 times that thing said the wrong. Wants to donate the word. It's all in one piece. The screen is cracked, but it won't turn on. I can fix the screen, and I can probably fix it so it'll turn on, but as far as what it's going to take to do that, it may or may not be worth it. But like I said, if you're up for it, you can probably find a cheap flat rate box to throw it in, throw some bubble wrap around it, send it to me, and I can probably get it. If I can get it working, I will. Northwest Sawyer, wish I could hang out. Gotta hit the sack. Have a good night. Hey, good night, man. Thanks for stopping by. So when you say live edge on a particular piece of wood, it's a dead when it's cut. Well, I mean, all the logs are dead when I cut them because they've been sitting for so long, but live edge just means that they're not trimmed to a straight flat edge. I leave the bark, well, I don't leave the bark, but if I can rip the bark off, I do, but I don't rip the edge down straight. I leave leave the edge the way it is. I'll show a picture of it turned on before I send it. Oh yeah, that'd be great. Oh, if it turns on, that's even better. Hey, have a good night, Jeff. Does have a better chance of fixing it. I like the way Andy fixes stuff. James, well, it all depends on what I find wrong with them. It takes a bit of troubleshooting to figure out what's happening. Even if you list all the symptoms that you got going on, I normally run a bunch of tests to try to isolate what's actually happening with it. There's a whole bunch of things that could be going on. It could be the motherboard, the hard drive, it could be memory, it could be the screen, it could be the power supply. There could be a lot of things that could be going on with it. And if it's some of those things, it's not bad. If it's like a motherboard, a video card, if it's a short, some of those things are hard to nail down. But It's all a matter of troubleshooting to figure out exactly what's happening. Live edge is the surface of the log with the bark removed. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a great way to put it. Pour some gas, open 12-ounce can, set it in the middle of the coals. It won't blow up. Well, I'm willing to do that if you're willing to watch me do it. Oh, sorry. All right, man. I'll give it a little food for the fire. Hang on just a minute, and I'll make it interesting for you. Now this is diesel, so it's not going to have the same effect as unleaded fuel, but it should get the job done. There you go. How's that? Yeah, I prefer diesel because it doesn't explode, so. There we go. That should help. Hey, Roland Homestead, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Bring the camera down a bit more. Just done with work. Probably about to do a live stream now. No mic, dump it on the fire. Set the can open side up. Will burn much longer. Well, if you say so. There you go, Grizz. How's that? There is a can full of diesel, and that can is packed full of diesel fuel sitting on top of the fire. We'll see what that thing does. So that can right there, sitting there full of diesel. Monty, how's it going? Oh goody, baked tatties. Let's see what this can does. I usually put it in the bed of the coals to bring it up to a boil. I think I can do that. Here, hold my beer, watch this. There you go. That's a bed of coals. How's that? That's more than a bed of coals. That's like throwing it in the oven. Sneak up behind me and say boom. You know what's sad is that would probably get me excited. Wow, Mike, why have you put fuel in a can on fire? Are you nuts? Maybe a little bit. Well, Grizz told me to do it, so I blame Grizz. No, it's actually diesel fuel, so it's not like gonna blow up in my hand or anything. It'll burn like a candle. And like Grizz says, it'll sit there and burn for a while. I can tell you right now, I would not do that with unleaded fuel because I don't want to lose my arm. So, and even unleaded fuel, since the can is open on the top, it's unlikely that it would explode. But yeah, Monty, kids will be kids. But yeah, no, it's yeah, a can of diesel. I'm not worried about it. As you can see, you can hear it. You can hear the diesel boiling. It's not blowing. Hey, there we go. Well, that actually, hey, that actually went pretty nice. Grizz, that can just exploded, by the way. That was kind of neat to watch. Never seen that happen before. No kidding, that can of diesel just blew up. If you were sitting here, that was like a fireworks. It like shot sparks like in about a 6-foot direction, and that was pretty cool. I want to do that again, actually. That was funny. Yeah, that was an aluminum can, Chris. It probably melted. I'm sure that's what it was. It melted and then burned the fuel in the can. It wasn't so much of an explosion, it just kind of ignited all the fuel once the can melted. Diesel does not explode. I'm not worried about it. I know that sounds crazy, but for real, it's... From the distance I'm sitting, 12, 15 feet from the fire, I'm good. And everything around the entire fire for about 15, 20 feet is all sand. Yes, there's stacks of wood over there, but it looks a lot closer than it is. Looks a lot closer than it is actually in the camera. Yeah, used motor oil. I've seen that done before. That makes a lot of black smoke. I'm from Scotland. What is tannerite? Oh, tannerite? That's a good time, actually. Hey, Andy, you might know a little something about tannerite, huh? Yeah, I used to shoot tannerite in my backyard. It's a binary explosive, and it's legal over here in the United States. Up to 40 pounds, you can ignite 40 pounds of tannerite on your own property, or as long as you're within, or you're away from a certain distance from public property or private property. It's kind of like dynamite, Monty. It's used for stump removal. Yeah, stump removal, Andy. Good one. So anyway, if you go to USA Supply, use USA Chemical Supply, that you can buy it by the 50-pound container, depending on the state or country you're in. They'll either ship it in a single container or in 2 containers, because you can't legally in certain states or countries buy it together, but you can buy it separately, and it's 2 different types of substances. And I forget what one is. Aluminum. One is like aluminum powder, and the other one I forget what it's called. But you put them together, and if you fire off like a 30 caliber round, it will explode. And I've had a lot of fun with those. I've blown up some logs and trees with them things, and it's a good time. I've got my neighbor's attention with them more than once. Tannerite is like dynamite, but you need a high-powered rifle. Yeah, exactly, Grizz. Yeah, you need like something at least 30 caliber or better. I used to love shooting tannerite with my AK-47, but I sold that. I actually want to get another one. I think I will. How is YouTube with Andy? I know you had that video up. Have you been knocked for that video at all? Because I would love to do some shooting videos, but I don't want to get all the drama with YouTube and all that stuff. Andy says, you get a hose pipe mic, that would be okay. No, 22 won't set typical tannerite off, but you can actually buy some of the binary explosives that 22 will detonate, but it doesn't have the same effect. Monty says, okay, go fling a few kilos onto the fire. You know, tannerite, actually, I can throw a tannerite in the fire, it won't do anything. It will do nothing. It'll just sit there and just burn. It won't do anything. it takes an impact, and it needs at least a 30 caliber round, AK-47, AR-15, MP4, something like that, like a Mosin Nagant, or a good 30 caliber round, a 30-30, stuff like that. You can't fire any caliber of pistol. Maybe yeah, you have to fire a pretty heavy round pistol. I don't even know if a pistol round, maybe a revolver round might set it off if you're lucky, if you have a pretty heavy enough caliber. But you need a pretty hefty round to a lot of velocity. It's the velocity that sets it off. I bought a 50-pound container of it from U.S. Chemical Supply once, and then when you buy it from them, it comes not mixed, and then you can mix it yourself. And yeah, you can have a lot of fun with that. I wish I had some videos of the stuff I did, but I don't. Try not to get in trouble with that stuff. Only limits advertising. All right, I don't mind that. I don't care. YouTube ain't done nothing. We don't have guns over here unless you're copy or licensed to hunt or cull. All right, so I have a question for you guys that are on the stream. There's 8 people here now watching. Would you guys be interested in if I got a, because I've been interested in buying another AK-47 because I really loved my rifle. That has been my favorite gun that I've ever owned is my AK. If I got some tannerite and set it up in the hill over here, in that sand, would you guys be interested in seeing me try to blow up my hill? Because I'll throw a few pounds of tannerite up there in the hill and do a little explosive excavation. I guess that's the best way to put it. But if you guys are up for seeing that, I could have that done in a matter of a couple weeks. Copy? Cop. I don't like guns. They scare me. Of course I would watch. I don't even know why I asked you. I don't even know why I asked. I'm pretty sure the current audience here that they blow up a log. DP Mike, buddy, how's it going? Dude, that's a great idea. That actually is a really good idea. I like that idea. All right, so how about this? I'll grab one of my pine logs. I'll drill a big hole in the side of it. I'll fill the hole with tannerite. And I'll fire an AK round into it. And I'll call it log splitting with an AK-47. James says, what do you do when you want to get rid of your foundation? You hit Brock and you have to get rid of your foundation coat. How you fix that? I don't understand the question, I'm sorry. What do you do when you want to get rid of your foundation? You hit rock and you want to get rid of nor to link your foundation me coat. How? If you could read that, I could try to help you answer that. The last half of that I don't quite understand. Grizz says, Mike, see if you can split a log with tannerite. I'm pretty sure I can't, but I'm still interested in trying it. Andy says, I like the way you think, Grizz. James says, make a random. Does all kinds of shoot like that. I think I got in trouble. Monty says, you'd better get yourself tooled up to the teeth as much as yours can while you can. The world's being dominated by bad religious people as we speak. They are trying to breed us out. Dude, let them come and get me. Let them come and take me. It's not going to happen. I can tell you what, they kind of try to come and breed me out. I don't even think they'll make it to my house. In my neighborhood, anyway. I may try doing that with some of the big logs to make it easier for you to put on the mill. Hey, there you go. The King of Random. Yeah, that's a great channel. Love King of Random. Used to do all that stuff on his website and he got in trouble. Well, I guess I can give it a shot. I mean, I have a couple other channels I can try it out on and see if it gets me in trouble. So I do have a couple other channels. If you guys want to subscribe to the other channels, I think Grizz and Andy already are. But I have a channel called The Dylan Show. The Dylan Show. Subscribe over there, and maybe in the next couple of weeks, I'll try to scrape up an AK-47 and some tannerite, and I think I'll see if I can blow my hill up, and I'll throw a log in the hill and I'll bury it in the hill. I'll fill it with tannerite and I'll shoot it. I'll do it anyway just for fun, but I do a lot of things for fun that I don't put on video, but I'll do that on my other channel and we'll see how that plays out. James says, you know you can make gunpowder and you have one ingredients right there in front of you. Yes, sir. Monty, it's okay for you are allowed guns. We need to deal with them through politics and fistfights. Who is don't get in trouble. So yeah, James, I won't get in trouble. I'll do it first on one of my other channels because I like having this channel for the wood stuff that I do. So I definitely don't want to knock this channel out. I like, you know, having this channel for the woodworking stuff that I do. So I'll try it out on the Dylan Show. So if you look up on YouTube, the Dylan Show, I will probably try one of those videos out over there first to see how it plays out. If I don't get in any trouble, maybe I'll either post that same video or do another one and put it on this channel. But I think that would be a lot of fun. I'll definitely get the attention of my neighbors. My neighbors will probably show up. Let's put it that way. They'll come over wondering what happened. But I'm not really worried about it because I'm not going to get in any trouble for it. It's not illegal. Grizz says there's a lot of gun shooting videos. Wrangler Star has done some. He didn't get in trouble. Oh, alright. Well, that's good to know. James says if you blog, does it catch the other logs on fire? No, there's no real fire involved. It's just percussion for the most part. It's just there's a lot of air movement. If you shoot tannerite, you can actually stand within a certain distance as long as the only danger is anything that could potentially come back at you. So if you shoot something that's like a lawnmower, you don't want to do that if you're within several feet and you don't have some cover to take, because you could get the lawnmower blade coming at you. You could have some shrapnel, metal, but there's no risk of like fire or explosion, or I should say not explosion, but it won't ignite things on fire. Of course, unless you have like a gallon of gasoline sitting next to it, then, you know, I guess that's possible. But alright, fire's looking neat. That should be a little better. Hello. Alright, let's see what we got here. My phone is not translating correctly. You say your condition you have to go. So, James, you're asking about foundation. So I am actually planning on building a barn, and I have to go down about 4 feet in order to get below the frost line. So I will do that. Put some concrete down there, and I'll put my posts on that to keep it from heaving. I think the fire is more interesting. Let's look at that. Monty, don't worry about it, man. I hear firecracker sirens. I wrote fire truck. Grizz says, here we don't blast the rock even if it ain't deep enough. The bottom of the rock is below frost line, makes for better footing. Yeah. Yeah, same here. No, but I like that the idea of I have to start shopping for some good rifles. Andy says, Mike, if you don't want to do the gallon of gas next to it at your own place, well, just come on down here. We ain't scared in the south. I got 7 acres. Yeah, we ain't scared here either, man. But I'm more than happy to come down there and let it fire. Sounds like a lot of fun to me. Yeah, James, I saw that. You know, she got in trouble for talking about or doing videos about processing chickens for food, which is kind of, it's nuts. Like, you can do a video going through a grocery store, picking up chickens for dinner, and that's okay, but you can't do a video about processing a natural chicken on your own farm, which, I don't know. It seems kind of crazy to me, but strangest changes. How's it going? Good to see you. Just a question. Say my name if in. Hey, strangest changes. Everyone check out strangest changes. Actually, I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna bookmark that. Check it out. Chris says, "Hold my beer, Andy." Wait, never mind. Who's Farm Girl? So Monty, yeah, WTF Farm Girl. She actually started her channel after me, and she blew up from just the beginning to tens of thousands of subscribers. She's got a huge farm, and she does a lot of great stuff there. Definitely check her out, WTF Farm Girl. Awesome channel. Definitely check her out. So, strangest changes. What's your opinion on furries? I don't know what furries are. If you could elaborate, I can give you my opinion, and I would be happy to. But furries, I'm not totally sure what you're talking about. Alright, Grizz, I'm trying your trick again. Put another can full of diesel in there. I thought I'd try to make it more exciting. James, one is charcoal stump. Andy says, that's why I always have a good mixed drink or homemade wine in a Gatorade bottle. It's got a top on it, pocket. Well, I must have missed a good conversation. Andy, I would go. Does everyone know what the 3 ingredients are to make gunpowder? No, James, I would be interested in knowing. Strangest changes. It's people that like animals with human characteristics. Interesting. I've not heard of that. Hey, there we go. That can exploded a little bit. That should get things going a bit. So Mike, tell us more on the construction and materials you will use to build your barn roof, style, doors, height, and what you're using it for. So I should do a video talking about this a little bit, but I originally was planning on building my pole barn up over there, and as you can see, I'm flipping the camera around, my house is right here. So instead of doing that, I plan on moving my mill and all of this lumber, the solar kiln, all of this lumber and all this stuff out of here, because I bought the property next door, which is the same size of the property that our house is sitting on, a little over 2 acres. I want to move all this stuff over there. I plan on building a pole barn over there. The pole barn will, the posts of that pole barn will be telephone poles. They just recently came through our neighborhood and replaced all the telephone poles and left all the old telephone poles sitting in my neighbor's yard because he asked them to do that. And then he decided he didn't want to use them for anything. So now he's looking for someone to take them out of his yard, and he's also interested in helping me build a pole barn because he thought it would be fun. He also knows I have a YouTube channel, so I will record that process. So we're planning on using the telephone poles as the main posts, the supports and foundation for the pole barn, and we're going to bury them in the ground, set them on top of concrete footings, bury those posts, level them, and build a pole barn, which will be used as a canopy or shelter for the backhoe, which is right there, for the sawmill, which is like over there in the dark somewhere, and for my skid steer. So all of my outdoor equipment will be stored under that shelter. And then it'll be stored right next to the shipping container where my dry lumber will be. And hopefully I can clear enough trees by next season, by next spring, summer, to move my solar kiln over to that same property. That solar kiln. I need to clear enough trees though, so I can get enough sun in there, because without sun, that solar kiln, keyword solar, is useless. So I have to clear enough trees so we can get enough sun in there. Once I can verify we have enough sun, I'll bring that down there on skids, and we'll have the whole setup for the sawmill business down on the other property. But until then, I'm going to slowly be moving all this stuff down there. So I hope that explains and kind of clarifies my plans going forward. That is my plan, but of course that plan is subject to change. But I'm really excited to do that. I can't wait. So Monty, good question. He asked, what planning permission do I need to build a pole barn? Telephone poles are tapered. So that is a very good question, and the answer to the question is I am good friends with the local building inspector and that helps quite a bit. So he actually told me he was willing to come help. Since me and him are friends, he was like happy to come over and help me design and build my pole barn. So I don't think I'm gonna have a problem. He just told me, hey, give me a rough idea what you're building, we'll figure out a permit price for like somewhat cost of materials, and I'll help you design it and put it together. Monty says backhoe, sawmill, skid steer. Wow, you guys have everything. And that, it's the last year, it's all kind of come together. I've been selling as much wood and slabs and that sort of thing to try to pay off as much as I can as I go. And I've been selling some of the extra vehicles that I have and some of the stuff in my house that I don't use, and I've been trying to plan it and play it out right, and so far it's working out pretty good. Andy says I just might have to do something like that here one day once I get a spot. Hey, if you need some help, man, I'm happy to come down and help. James says you can't even show a hunting video killing your, it's legal, a buck. Yeah, unfortunately you can't. I used to raise pigs, and we had a pig pen right up over there. And I used to pull I'd drop the pigs, I'd shoot them, and I'd bring them over here, and I would hang them, and we'd process them over there, put them on ice, and bring them back to the house on a cooler, and then put them in the freezer. But I definitely cannot show any of that, because that I know for sure I would get knocked for. So yeah, I could never show any of that. And when I do, I know I'll do that again. And when I do, I'll probably put it up on a Patreon site or just my website, just to show what I'm doing. Hey, Chris Clark, welcome back, man. Monty, you're totally right. Local building inspectors are always good friends. And it's funny, my local building inspector, good friend of mine, he's the one who taught me how to butcher pigs. I went to his house, and he's got a little barn there. He raises pigs, and he showed me how to process pigs. So he's the one that taught me how to do that. Andy says, oh, you don't need no building permit around here, Mike. You can pretty much live in a tent. Oh, that's awesome, dude. It's kind of that way around here, but it's kind of like unspoken sort of thing. Like if you don't see it, you don't have to claim it sort of thing. Oh, James, I didn't see that. That's too bad. Hey, Grizz, if I show a video of harvesting an animal, I'll still put the video up, but I'll put it up somewhere else where you can still watch it. I still do my videos for fun, so I'll find somewhere to put it. Monty says, I told my partner was looking for land in Canada, half an acre over a house, 70K, then 150K for the house. Yeah. Chris says, where I live, if you have a hammer and half a brain, you can build it. Andy, hey Grizz, yellow flags won't get you kicked off or banned. I ain't got one yet, but knowing me, might one day. Yeah, you know what? I'm not worried about it at the size of my channel with like 1,400 and whatever subscribers. I'm happy just sharing what I do. I do have to be careful what I put up, because I'm sure that some things will get knocked down, but so far so good. I have not had a problem. Chris Clark, if you looked at my crooked house, you would understand. But yeah, I'm hoping to actually do some hunting this season too. Hunting season for, I think, bear just started a week ago or so, like the 1st of September. So I'm a little behind, but I'm not really worried about scouting because I'll just hunt on my own property. We have 5 acres here, so I'll sit by and wait. And we have turkey and deer and bear and stuff that just walks right through our property. And if I don't get anything, at least I got to sit outside and hang out. Yeah, Monty, it's all about where you're at, you know? Grizz, if you have a question about the video you are uploading, just list it as an R-rated. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. I don't make no money on YouTube, so until they kick me off, I'll do. Hey, you're absolutely right, man. I'm kind of in the same boat. I don't make enough where I really care. But I definitely do this stuff for fun, so. For all the straight men. Chris says some tree huggers might get upset that you're burning carcasses. Yeah, right. Well, they're welcome to come try to hug these trees, but they might catch on fire if they do, so. James says, are they considered toxic waste, those old pieces of wood, and they put a sprain in the... So the trees I'm building are burning aren't toxic waste because it's just cut-offs from the trees around my property, but... Grizz says, Andy, when you do become monetized, those videos can get in trouble if your videos are not listed properly. Yeah, I've not had a problem. I've only had one video that I posted that it was demonetized, but it was demonetized for me, but it was monetized by whoever owned the music, and I didn't really care. It was a video that I posted that I did on my dad after he passed away, and it was playing some, like, I think it played some Willie Nelson music, and it played some older music and stuff, and I put it up, and I didn't get knocked for it. I have it on the channel listed as unlisted. Andy says, true Grizz, but I ain't sure if I'll do the whole monetized thing or yet, or wait until I get big enough. Speaking of hunting, Mike, there's all kinds of deer right here. You ain't even gotta leave the front porch. So how the hunting licenses work down there? Like, what's your hunting season? I'm actually curious. If I came down there like in November, December, is hunting season pretty much gone, or and do you have I'm sure I can't bring my own stuff down, but if I came down, do you have like rifles we can hunt with, or? I will be right back. I'm going to stir my fire up a little bit to make it a little more interesting again. I can't sit still for too long here. Grizz says, Mike monetized now. This ain't likely to happen, but what if you wake up one morning with 50,000 views? Think of the revenue that you would lose. Good point, Grizz. Andy, YouTube is gonna make money off your video, why not? So yeah, I am monetized. My channel is monetized, but and if I do get a bunch of views on one video or something goes viral or whatever, it will pay off, but I'm not counting on it. I think I make probably about $1 a day. And I probably spend more than that on like stupid things. I probably lose more than that trying to make my videos. So I don't consider it a profit by any means. I actually haven't even YouTube, like they have a minimum that you have to take and stuff. I haven't even, I say I make $1 a day, but I don't really, because I have not taken any money from YouTube yet. So I'm sure I have an account on AdSense or something where it's accumulating, but I have not taken a penny from that. So it's just sitting out there somewhere, I'm sure. Andy says, yeah, I reckon I need to get to work on making them 1,000 subs before I can get monetized. Yeah, you know, Andy, I never tried to push to try to get 1,000 subs. I keep having fun, and you know, I started out back in early last year, and then I got monetized with the 10,000. I think it was like 10,000 views or something like that. I got that. I got monetized for a short period of time, and then I got demonetized back in February, and then I got monetized again in like March or April. And I've never actually, I think once I cashed out back in like December, and I got $100 something from Google, and that was almost a year ago. So I don't do this for money. I do this for fun. If I was doing it for money, I would have quit by now. Hunting licenses are just around $60, and bow and rifle season goes through January. We got both bows and rifles for us to hunt with. So oh, very good. So even if I'm coming from out of state, I can just come down, get a hunting permit for like 50, 60 bucks or whatever, and we can just grab your gear and go hunting, sit out there and just shoot at whatever, or just sit out there and pretend we're hunting anyway. If that's the case, I don't know. Let me know what week or weekend or whatever works for you, man. I'll work it into my work schedule. I mean, my company is down there, so I can always try to find a reason that I have to go there. So let me know. Let me know. Give me some dates. Give me some times, days. I want to work around your schedule. I'm sure I can squeeze it in or come up with a reason to come down. I'm sure I can get my work to pay for it in some way or another. Monty says, how do people make a living on YouTube? It sounds so damn confusing. All that. Surely you need 1 million subs to be able to... Yeah, no, you really do. I mean, you need you need subs in the thousands to even consider trying to make a part-time job out of it. I'm with Chris, actually up here. Same with Chris Clark. You can shoot coyote whenever you want because they're more of a nuisance. Yeah, Andy, let me know what you... and if I have to, I can look up on it myself, but let me know what the out-of-state thing is. I'm sure either way, we can figure it out. But I'd be happy to come down. Let me know the week that works for you, and I will schedule it so I can come down that week. Let me know. I think you have my email address, but just comment on one of the videos or send me an email or whatever. Let me know what weekday and that sort of thing works for you, and I'll come down. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Love to check out your property too. It looks like a pretty cool setup. Wrangler Star makes $47,000 a month. Damn! Are you kidding me? Grizz makes $100 a month. Wow. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I make like, I think I do like $30 a month, which, I can't complain. I don't really, I do this for fun, and so far it has not paid for anywhere near the equipment that I've bought to do it, but it would be, if I was going at the same rate I'm going now, it would take me years to pay off what I've invested into it, but that's fine, because I'm having fun doing it. It's a hobby. Monty says, how do I monetize my channel? I'm going to post my girlfriend in the nude. That will certainly increase your views, man. Andy says, Mike, I work for myself, so I make my own schedule, so whenever's good for you, come on. Well, if you're up for it, seriously, Andy, I'll try to work out something in late September or early October. If you're up for it, man, I will come down. I think it'd be fun. But yeah, when it comes to YouTube monetization, that's always a big conversation. But it's funny, like, people get so deep into it and stuff. The monetization is like a big deal if you have 5, 10, 15, 20,000 subscribers. You might be making a few $100 a month. But like in my case, where I'm making like $1 a day, I don't really worry about it too much. I just have fun. I do what I do, and some people don't like the videos I put out. That's fine. And the people that do like them, that's great too. And I know the people that do, because I have the same group of people that come on the live stream and chat with me, and I have fun with that. Yeah, I know I could structure this channel to do, a lot more if I made it more like structured and like how-to channel, and I edited my videos more carefully. And I used to try to do that, but it was a lot of work. I just want to I want to connect with people. I still want to connect with people, and I have a blast doing that. But I don't want to turn it into too much work. I know it sounds kind of lazy, but I do have a lot going on here. I have a lot of work around my house and around my property that I have to get done. And I'm happy to share that with people, but it's not going to be edited to a point where it looks like a TV show. It's going to be real. It's going to be reality. What you see is what you get, and what you see is what I'm doing, and that's the way it is. So take a look at Banshee Moon, Exoman's channel. Oh, dude, you are not kidding. You don't even get me started. Grizz says you should at the end of each channel give a brief description telling what you're going to show in the next few weeks. Subscribe if they want to see it. No, Grizz, you're right. I should do that. I should get better at that. James says, just to be sure, if your channel, you have to become somebody you're not just to make what he argued. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be somebody I'm not. I'm not. I'm going to always be me. If people don't like me, I'm sorry. No, Grist, I appreciate the feedback. That's actually a good idea. I should do that. I really want to get my whole family involved. At least me and Stacy, because I know Stacy really enjoys interacting with people, and she does like being part of videos. She is pretty shy, if you don't know that already, but she is still pretty shy. But I hope to get her more involved. I think she's starting to warm up to the stuff I'm doing, as you have seen in some of the videos with her running the sawmill and the skid steer. I need to make videos telling what I have learned. Yeah, I need to do that too. I need to do a weekly video where I kind of just update what I've done. What I'm working on and what my goals are for the week. Probably should do that, like a weekly update sort of video. I can tell you this week, my goal is to finish putting all the slabs that we have inventoried onto the website and finish insulating this kiln a lot tighter than it is, making it a lot more weatherproof, and reloading it with all the cherry and maple that I have here cut, so I can get that stuff nice and dry so I can put it down into dry storage and then get prepared for when I finally open my shop up next month. So I should share some of that and with a lot more detail. Grizz says, Mike, do you mind sending me an invite? Invite for what? For the live stream? Andy says, I'm with you, Mike. There's already a lot of folks that don't like me. Some more. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I get thumbs down, but I don't really get a whole lot of like people spewing hate at me in the comments. They usually give me every once in a while they get some criticism on the things that I'm doing. But Grizz says yes for the live stream. Andy says, yeah, get Miss Stacy on here more. She ain't got nothing to be shy about. I'm sure she'd love to join in. No, and Stacy, she loves chatting with people. She loves like talking and being on camera and just chatting. But whenever I pull the camera out and stuff, she gets nervous. I'll be honest with you. Grizz. So I'm gonna have to stop this live stream to I have to switch it over to like a Google Chat type live stream so I can share a link to it. Would you guys like me to do that, or would that work for you guys? Grizz says yes, DC needs to be on more. I tell her the same thing. I think you know, she enjoys it. I think she would like to be on more, and the more I encourage her and tell her that she's doing good stuff and tell her she's doing a good job, I think she would like to be on more. Grizz says, no, don't stop it. Not that important. No, Grizz, I really don't mind, to be honest with you. I think it'd actually be fun if you want to join in. If you're okay with it, I'll stop and start up a Google Chat if you want. I'm happy to do that. I think it'd be fun to chat. All right. Hang on just like a few minutes. It's going to take me a few minutes to set it up. So just hang on a minute and I'll set up a Google Hangouts chat. I'll leave this stream going and I'll grab my computer so we can set it up. All right. Fire's getting pretty boring, huh? So what did I miss? Almost there. So I hope that works.